All right, hey everybody. Welcome back to This Is the Podcast. Another weird video. So, for me, since I'm the only person who goes to normal school in our group, everyone else is homeschooled. I'm not. Anyway, for me, it's Thanksgiving break. So, to celebrate the day off, I'm going retro game hunting again. I do this when I can, and with me being working a lot now, I don't really get a chance to do it very often, and I have the day off today. Today is my only day off all week. So, yeah, I'm heading up to my favorite retro game store, and I'm just going to hunt and see what they got. I'm going to go browse and take a peek if there's anything really good there that I'm going to want, or whatever. I have no idea what I'm even shopping for, which console I want to look for. Typically, I'll shop for PS1, 2, 3, or my Xbox 360. Those are pretty much the only things I buy games for. But I'm going to look at everything they got. DS, 3DS, Wii, Game Boy, everything they got. I'm gonna just see what they've got, and who knows, maybe we'll come home with a cool haul. So, see you guys there. Alright, just got out of the store, but I'm gonna go home and then talk about the haul because I don't like this town. Actually, it's fine, but I don't like sitting in a parking lot and especially talking into a phone. So see you guys in a bit, bye! Well, as promised, I'm back home now, so I will gladly talk about what I bought at the game store. So, today is probably my biggest haul I've ever gotten from that game store. Typically, I only buy 2 or 3 things. Most of the time they actually, well, not most of the time, anytime I go in there, they have a promo typically of buy 2 get 1 free on used stuff, as long as it's not brand, like, Xbox One, PS4, Switch stuff. But only thing I own out of that is a Switch, and I don't usually buy secondhand Switch games. Well, actually, I never bought a secondhand Switch game because I only have 3 games for it, and they're all brand new. So, I buy old stuff. Anyway, today I ended up buying 6 things, which is kind of crazy, but with their deal, I did pretty well with pricing, I think. Anyway, what did I end up picking up? Well, ironically, all Blu-ray, at least format discs. So, I bought the Uncharted trilogy for the PS3 because I felt like it, I guess. I've already beaten Uncharted 1. I'm a couple chapters away from beating Uncharted 2 on my brother's copies of these games that are downstairs. The problem is, actually, they're my brother's dad's copies, so I don't know if they're just gonna be taken back, out of the blue, which I don't have a problem with because they're not mine, so I can't say anything. But anyway, it's nice to have all 3 of them in my collection finally. So it's Uncharted 1 and 2 are the Game of the Year editions, and then Uncharted 3 is just regular old Uncharted 3. And the other thing I bought, and this is probably going to be a pretty short video because not a whole lot to talk about, but anyway, the other thing I bought was another trilogy. This one is the Jason Bourne movie trilogy on Blu-ray. So Bourne Identity, Bourne Supremacy, and The Bourne Ultimatum. 2 of which I have not seen at all. I've only seen the first one, and I don't even remember it because I was like half paying attention when it was on the first time I saw it. So, I'm going to be rewatching the first one to make sure I, remember it all, and then I'll move on to the second and third movies, respectively. But yeah, they had them there for actually pretty good prices for the Blu-rays, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so the way these discs are, this is fun. funny. I've never seen this before. Basically, one side is a Blu-ray and the other side is a DVD, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe? No, that doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem possible. Yeah. It is. So you keep this side up as a Blu-ray, you keep this side up as a DVD, and that's the way it is for all three of these films, which is whack to me. I've never seen anything like that before. But I'm obviously just going to keep the Blu-ray side up because that's why I bought them, is because they're Blu-rays. So they're nice and HD and all that good stuff. Anyway, yeah. So that was my haul from the retro game store. I got 2 trilogies worth of stuff here. One is movie trilogies and one is video game trilogy. And the video game trilogy I'm 2/3 of the way done with, but for sure, I'm probably going to end up playing Uncharted 3 up here in my room instead of downstairs in the living room on the other PS3 that we have in the house with the other copies of the Uncharted trilogy. Unfortunately though, I guess sort of unfortunately, I could have actually avoided it because they had, anyway, for those of you who don't know, the PS3 had 2 different spine designs throughout its life. The most prominent one and most used one was this, and then the front had, this sort of border. Anyway, the original Uncharted released under the old one, which had just this little tiny square up top that said PS3 and had a different, the spine actually went down here. This header, it actually was a spine on the other side. The original Uncharted released with that. So they had a copy of that. Here's the thing. My shelf over there with all my PS3 games on it only has this spine design. So I ended up buying the greatest hits release of Uncharted because it has that same design. The problem is it's in the red case, which is not the greatest look. Especially when all of your other games look like that next to each other, and then you have a red case. Literally all of my games are in a clear PS3 case with this. Only exception is my Steelbook for Beyond Two Souls and my copy of Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, which is the exact same deal as Uncharted. It released originally with the old spine, and then the greatest hits had the newer spine design. And the only one that I found that was actually a reasonable price online was the greatest hits release, so that's the one I bought. But anyway, I'm rambling again. Here we go. Wahoo. Anyway, yeah, so that's the only slight downside. I wish they had like just a regular release like this of Uncharted 1, but it's the old spine design or the greatest hits. So greatest hits it is, because it's still, that looks a bit more uniform on a shelf than the old versus the new. And especially since these three are going to sit like this right next to each other for a majority of their lives, this is how it's going to look on my shelf. So, and I guess the biggest reason why I probably bought Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, even though I already have them downstairs, is because I'm probably going to end up realistically moving out of this house fairly soon. So I'm not going to have those at my disposal anymore. They're going to be either still sitting here or my brother's going to have to do something with them. So I'm not going to have those anymore. So now I have them for my own personal collection, and no matter where I move to, or even if I go visit someone and bring these things along, I've got them. And frankly, now, if I want to loan them out to a buddy of mine who has a PS3 and has never played the Uncharted games, I have copies I'm comfortable loaning out because they're mine. So it's okay. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, just out of curiosity, because I've seen it done before, and frankly, I love watching videos like it. So let me know if you guys would like to watch one where I could have myself do one and Sam could do one as well, of just our games collections and stuff, because me and him are both, I think me maybe a little bit more, we both collect, video games and stuff, retro game stuff, and me more so the retro stuff. It feels weird calling a PS3 and an Xbox 360 retro because I still remember when they were brand new. But yeah, I collect like older game stuff and older games consoles, and I've got a few of them around here, tacked around in my room. Newest thing I own is a Switch, so there's that. But other than that, I've got a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PS2, and then I collect some stuff with the PS1 since you can play it on the PS3. So yeah, let me know if you want to see a video of me just walking around and talking about my video games and stuff that I own and whatnot, because bunch of handheld stuff, Nintendo handheld stuff that's sitting right over here next to my bed. I.e. this, but, other, old retro stuff, things I grew up playing, specifically this. I grew up playing on this exact style Game Boy. This isn't the exact one I grew up playing, but mine was this color and everything. I need to find a copy of Cars for it, because that's the game that I grew up playing on. This was the Cars movie tie-in game for this. Loved it. Anyway, let me know if you want to see just me and or Sam, or even the twins. I think they only have an Xbox One and a Wii though, so their video would be like really short. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you want to see some more of me or Sam talking about the video games that we own, because I, for one, would be glad to do that. I'd love to give a little tour of my very small setup over here, just out of the frame that way. Pretty proud of it actually, because it's all self done. I managed to put together my own little setup before I moved out of my own house, so kind of like that. But anyway, let me know in the comments, and thank you guys so much for watching and sticking with me. This video is longer than I thought it was going to be, because I didn't honestly think buying 6 things would take this long to talk about, but here we are. So, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, thanks. I don't know how to end videos very well apparently today. Yeah, thanks for watching. Y'all take it easy.